Well, hello there. Today we are embarking on a Fat Tuesday Mardi Gras favorite. We're going to make some gumbo today. Last year we made jambalaya, and this year we'll be going into gumbo. So the first thing we're going to do is heat our oil. This is about 1 cup. We're going to use equal parts of oil and flour. And you can also use equal amounts of butter and flour. So we're going to use oil in this case, and then we're going to whisk. As the oil is heating, I want to thank our subscribers, those of you who follow us on Instagram and Facebook and our blog at Cooking Secrets for Men and YouTube. While this is heating, we're going to just toss in our flour and just going to stir. We're going to use the whisk. And you can see it's starting to get nice color to it. So the secret to a roux is the longer it goes, the darker it gets. And then for jambalaya and gumbo and any Cajun dishes, you want it to be dark. So we're talking about 12 to 15 minutes. And the other thing about a roux is that you have to stir and stir and stir. You can't really leave it. You can't go let it sit for a while. You just have to keep it going. So we're going to turn the heat down to medium, and we're going to keep on stirring. So you'll see as we get to the end that this will be dark. So a lot of people ask what's the difference between gumbo and jambalaya. Well, jambalaya is mostly a rice dish, kind of like a paella, and gumbo is more of a stew that's thickened with a roux. Both the gumbo and the jambalaya use the same basic ingredients, the Trinity, which is onions, celery, and peppers, sausage, andouille sausage, chicken, and some sort of seafood shrimp. So the same thing is going to go into this gumbo. So we're going to keep stirring, and then once it gets to a nice dark color, we'll be back to show you what it looks like. All right, as you can see, the roux has turned a magnificent brown. Dark, deep brown. This is exactly what you want for a roux. I wanted to show you this because there is a little trick and a secret, but the problem is that you have to stand here and stir this. Can't leave. So for those of you who know Cooking Secrets for Men and know me, this is not how we operate. So we're going to show you how to make it gumbo, the Cooking Secrets for Men way, in just a moment. All right, so instead of using the roux, which came out perfectly, it's just not our style at Cooking Secrets for Men. So what we're going to do is heat some oil in a Dutch oven, and this is the Trinity. You get green peppers, onions, and celery. We're going to heat that and saute those on medium-high, salt and pepper. And these are going to sweat a little bit. Probably about 3 or 4 minutes, and then we're going to add in our protein. Okay, so the Trinity has a nice sweat going, so we're going to put in our protein. First thing we're going to put in is our chicken thighs. We cut into about 1-inch squares. I'm going to put that in. They'll cook pretty quickly, and it's hard to cook overcooked chicken thighs, which is one reason I like to use them. They have a lot more flavor. There's 2 things we're going to do to add a little bit of extra flavor for the chicken. First thing is, I'm going to use some Cajun seasoning. In this case, I use Emerald's Essence. It's original. And we're going to put that on the chicken. A couple tablespoons. And that'll go nicely. The gumbo itself is pretty spicy, so you don't have to add a whole lot of extra spice. So we're going to stir this around. And the second thing that will add flavor is andouille sausage. These are cut into rounds. So we put those in. They're smoked, so they're already cooked. You're just going to grab a little bit of flavor and a little bit of heat while everything else cooks. We want to get all the pink out of the chicken. And once we do that, we'll start the broth. All right, we still have a couple things to add. This is some chopped okra. Okra is very common in Cajun dishes. And put that in. Stir that around. This will cook in the broth. Doesn't need a whole lot of time. Now we're going to add the secret ingredient, which is Zatarain's Gumbo Mix. It has all the flavor of a roux, it has the rice in it, it has a lot of spices, and all we do is we put it in, put the broth, cook 25 minutes, and it's ready. So we're just going to put that in. Then we're going to add chicken stock. We have one more ingredient to add, which is some raw shrimp, and we're not going to add that until the very end. So we want this to come to a boil, and once it does, we're going to put it on low and simmer for about 25 minutes. At about the 20-minute mark, I'm going to put the shrimp in and let that cook. All right, we've been simmering this for about 20 minutes. We're going to take the top off and add in the shrimp. Stir it around a little bit. And the shrimp will cook in the hot broth very quickly. We'll put them in. You see the rice in there. So we're going to put this in, let it go for another 5 minutes, and then we'll get ready to serve it. Gumbo Gumbo, let the good times roll. All right, so the gumbo has finished about 25 minutes. Let's take a look at the shrimp. See, the shrimp has a nice color to it. Cooked in about 5 minutes in the gumbo. So you can see the rice is in there. Very nice. You can top it with a little bit of rice too, but I like the mix that has the rice in it, and you get a little bit of everything. So to serve, you need a couple things. You need some Louisiana hot sauce. This is Tabasco, made in Avery Island, Louisiana. This is Frank's Red Hot Sauce, another one. And you need some cornbread. Cornbread goes great with gumbo and jambalaya. So to serve, I'm going to get a bowl, a little bit of everything. There we go. A little more. And there you have it. That's our gumbo, Louisiana gumbo. The little cornbread. Got andouille sausage, got shrimp, got some chicken, okra. It's a great, great meal. And a Cooking Secrets for Men way of doing things. We do just about everything with the fresh vegetables up front. The proteins, but we use a box and don't have to sit here and stir a roux for 20 minutes. So I hope you enjoyed this. Thanks again to all our subscribers. Really appreciate you watching. And have a great Mardi Gras day. Appreciate everybody watching. See you next time.